The quality of life in Bali is crazy. For the same amount of dollars that you would spend in San Diego and any of the big cities, it is like living a life of luxury. My income has gone up exponentially since moving to Bali. In terms of how much I spend, my costs have gone way down. I'm never worried about money anymore.
Let's pause that real quick. So, I've never been to Bali. And I'm curious as to what it's like there. I know a lot of people like to go there for vacation, but I've never actually been there so that I can experience it for myself. But maybe I will sooner rather than later. But I'm curious. He's a 33-year-old man, moved from the U.S. to Bali and makes $140,000 a year. All right, let's get into it.
My name is Olumide Benro. I'm 33 years old. I relocated to Bali, Indonesia. I run a social media marketing agency, and I also run some of the largest conferences virtually and in person for digital nomads.
So if he moved to Bali from the U.S. in 2019, that means he's been there for 3 years. I wonder if the pandemic had anything to do with that. Or I wonder how he was affected by what was going on with the pandemic. Because if he moved there in 2019, he moved there before the pandemic hit. And then he's been living there for like 3 years.
Everything
This
together.
9, this one.
Yes.
Your
Can you put
9
in
or
that
10?
bag?
9 or 10?
10, one more. When I arrived in Bali for the first time and I saw all these smiling faces, everybody was like, hello, sir, how are you doing? People will almost take you to their home and cook for you the first time they meet you. I never experienced that in my life, in the United States or other countries that I went to.
Is the United States culture, to a larger extent for a lot of people, so toxic that we think that people being nice in other countries is outside of the norm? Because I would largely think that the norm is that people are nice everywhere, including the United States, and is based off of the fact that you're nice to them first. But I don't know. It seems like every time somebody goes to a different country, they say, hey, they so nice there or whatever. And it's almost like a culture shock. But I don't know.
The way I grew up in America, I always felt left out. And because of being a person of color, I also felt that there were certain times in my life where I just didn't feel valued as a human being. But then when you step into a place like Bali, that all goes away. It went away from me.
The one thing that I do like about this whole thing is that he's getting out of his comfort zone in order to leverage the fact that he can work virtually, or he does work from home, or he does what he does for a living, and he can do it anywhere as long as he got a good internet connection. I like the fact that he's moving abroad and he's walking around and he's experiencing different things. And this is the thing that I tell people to do all the time. Stop just staying in your neighborhood. Stop just staying in that small town USA because you only make $40,000 a year. If you get outside of your comfort zone, or you do things that would push you to be a better version of yourself, you will be surprised of what it is that you can do. My greatest moments and my greatest achievements came from me not even understanding how hard it was going to be for me to go in a certain direction. Like, you don't even know what you can afford until you start to be exposed to and experience different things. And then you start to solve for it in your mind. You say, how can I afford it, instead of why can't I afford it? How can I starts to activate the different frequencies in your brain to start figuring out how it is that you can make more investments, how you can start generating more revenue, more money. And then your exposure often changes your dynamic, and your norm is different. And so I think that getting outside of your comfort zone on a regular basis, if you ain't even got to move outside of the US, but if you can, do that too, especially if you're single. If you are a person that's used to small town USA, go live in a big city and experience all that has to offer and get outside of your comfort zone. If you're used to living in a big city, go live somewhere across the country. All these different experiences will make you much more effective in your life, because then you're exposed to things that you normally would not have been, and then it makes you a better person or a better version of yourself. I like this.
I've worked so hard to improve my situation in terms of my income, and my businesses are doing well. The things that I pay for are all digital. You know, subscriptions to MailChimp. I literally have almost no cost, and my actual income from my online businesses went up.
Let me break down this budget really quickly. Let me move that out of the way. So rent and utilities is only $1,000 a month. Wow, that's really cheap. And I'm guessing that the place that he stay in probably is dope, but it's saying his rent and utilities combined is only $1,000 a month. Food, apparently he likes to go out to eat because he's spending $600 a month on food, so he probably eats good. Travel is $300 a month. Health insurance $137. Transportation is $98. Laundry is $60. And what is that? Phone is $28 a month. Wow. I'm not really sure I see anything wrong with this at all. If he makes $140,000 a year and he's only spending $2,200 a month total, which is the equivalent of what, close to $25,000 a year, he's only spending $25,000 a year. He should be stacking his face off. Like, he should be doing so well. If this is what the cost of living outside, I don't see this any different, honestly, than being in the US. If you're a single person outside of rent, it looks like he's just living a normal lifestyle. Outside of rent, it looks like he's living a normal lifestyle. This is what everybody's budget should look like, to be honest with you. I would say he probably spends more than I do on a personal level.
While I'm, enjoying living in an amazing place, my wellness is up.
Because think about it. He doesn't have to have a car note. He ain't got to have car insurance, gas prices. He probably is just, you know what I'm saying, getting around however that normalized way of getting around is in that environment.
Me to optimize my business. When you have a clear mind and your heart is centered in the right place and you feel good, you tend to have good results for your clients and the people you work with.
Facts. So he only got a 1 bedroom. I mean, he not living in New York or nothing. It looks nice, but he got a 1 bedroom. So, I mean, $1,000 a month don't sound that crazy to me.
I have a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and there's also a private gym downstairs.
Nice.
And there's a pool.
Nice.
And it just has all the amenities that you need.
Nice.
And they have a kitchen, a restaurant downstairs.
I told you, he can, and he deserves it, right? His ability to be able to live that lifestyle because he's minimized his costs, and he wants to have better experiences instead of living a type of lifestyle that wouldn't be conducive for his budget, allows for him to be able to splurge and probably go out to eat every single day. I bet you he doesn't cook at all. I bet you he does not cook at all.
I don't cook.
Jesus Christ. Yo, I am so spot on. I literally just said it, and he just, it's almost like me and him are talking. We like kindred spirits. I said, I bet you he don't cook. And he said, I don't cook. Yo, I am spot on.
I can cook, but I don't, because it's better for me to get work done, eat, and keep going. And for me, I always order, there's a popular app here called Gojek. It's like Go Food, Go Tailor, Go Massage. They have a Go for everything. And I use Go Food to order my food on a daily basis.
And he rents a motorcycle for $100 a month. I told you. He's just living a life. Y'all, listen. I have the big cars because it makes sense for me to have the big cars. And if you know, right? I mean, we talking about marketing, we talking about business, we talking about all of that, right? But if you're a regular person, and even if you have a high income, you can only drive one car, A, and then B, even people that I know that live in New York, because I know a lot of people that live in New York, and that's not even including the bag chasers that I go and visit in New York. A lot of those people don't even own cars. I know because the environment allows for them to be able to be more effective and active, and they save more time and they don't have to deal with all of the problems. Yo, when I went to New York the very first time, not this time, like past time or when I documented with Rita. When I went to New York the very first time, I seen that they had like manufactured cages on their bumpers or some kind of crap to prevent people from hitting the back and forth of their car. Luxury cars had like these bumper things on the front of it. I said, man, it ain't even worth owning a car out here. You get to where you got to get to slower. You got the extra costs associated with it, and in a lot of these instances, they got to buy parking spots. All you got to do is start walking, catch public transportation. People are so afraid to do the thing and immerse themselves in culture, and you get to see more and learn more about the environment that you in.
Your motorbike to ride around Bali, you know, it's very common. You can't walk around in these streets. Trust me, you do not want to be walking.
No, I can't be nowhere I can't be walking. He spends 2 nights a week at a resort and it costs him $300 every month. So that's what he said travel. Travel is $300 a month. He spends 2 nights a week or 2 nights out of every month at a resort.
So you got to treat yourself, right? So every month I actually get myself out of Canggu, the busy streets of Canggu with all the digital nomads, and I go up to Uluwatu, which is a really nice area where it's known for surfing. But I don't surf. I don't go there for surfing. I go there because there's a really nice luxury hotel resort called Alila. The Balinese culture is peace. They have a mix, a Hindu culture here, where they are praying every day. They're always doing ceremonies. I don't understand it deeply, but when I walk by a ceremony or when there's a ceremony in a local guest house that I visit, I am like peaceful walking by it and I feel peace the rest of the day.
Hold on, y'all. I got somebody knocking at my door. Let's see. I think Rita got the service person. Who is it? I'm sorry, who? Oh, maintenance? Come on in, my friend. Pretty good. Here with the master. Yeah. Training? Yeah. Which way? In the bed. Okay. I'm still getting used to these parts. No problem. All right, all right. I had to have one of the beautiful things about living the way that I live is that I don't have to deal with any maintenance. I live a maintenance-free lifestyle. If a light bulb go out in this mug, get maintenance up here. Anything that happens, I need maintenance. And this is the reason why I live the lifestyle that I live. What's going on? Okay, cool. Just let yourself in and out. Do what you do, sir. All right, cool. Let's continue. The one thing that about this guy though is that that's interesting is that he said you can't be walking the streets. I don't like that. I don't like the idea that you can't walk the streets because I am a person that likes to wander and discover, and I need to be able to see what's going on, and I need to participate in what's happening in society. Lucid Experience says, although I may not agree with his stances, I continue to be a supporter because of useful life content like this. I had to take a rain check on the ATL show, but we will meet and rap one day. Shout out to the Lucid Experience. You see that? Supporter of the show, don't always agree with everything. I don't agree with everything that my mom says, but we absolutely love her. Thank you to Lucid Experience. Thank you. Always appreciate the knowledge from Daniel Harris. Thank you guys for always supporting the platform. Let's continue.
So I grew up in Nigeria only up until age 6. And then
I think Nigerians has taken over the world.
Moved to the United Kingdom, lived in London from age 6 to 13. And then from age 13, my family, we won the green card lottery. We became eligible to be American citizens. So the entire family moved.
Thank you, Lucid Experience. I understood what you were saying. I understood what you were saying, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 10 ball and the supporting 2 ball for clearing that up.
moved to the US. Hey Dad, what's up?
What's going on?
My parents wanted me to be either doctor, lawyer, engineer. This is very typical in Nigerian families, and for me, it was tough because those things weren't of interest to me. I was very creative. I think I wanted to create content.
Dude look just like his mom. So he's traveled the world. He's traveled to Denmark, Germany, Mexico, and then relocated to Bali, even though he was born, or his citizenship is here in the United States of America. I think that this is awesome. Listen, one thing that you have the ability to do as you continue to grow is, if you are responsible, and this is why I don't force kids on people, I don't force a lifestyle on people. My expectation is for people to become the best version of themselves and have the options to do what they want to do it. When you have the freedom to do what you want to do, you often have greater experiences.
In order to get that, you actually have to invest in the local economy. You actually have to put money into Indonesia. And that's what we're doing. I have a real estate marketing agency, and we're helping people to actually market their properties here in Indonesia and in Bali.
Sounds like a finesse, but it's okay. I get it.
When I first moved to Bali, I was depressed for the first 2 months because I was in beautiful backgrounds, coconut photo like my friend that I used to watch on Instagram, but I didn't really have friends here.
Think about that. When he first moved there, he was depressed for the first 2 months. And part of the reason was because he was out of his comfort zone. Once he adapted and once he stopped being interdependent on a thing that he was used to seeing and being around, he started to truly be able to experience what was happening there in Bali. He said for the first 2 months, he was depressed. Despite the environment, despite the background, despite the coconuts, despite the water, dude was depressed in there. Y'all got to get outside of y'all comfort zone.
In a tiny place that was like a closet, I didn't go outside. So what made things get better was when I got a nicer apartment that I had a view of the ocean.
Yep, upgrade.
And the biggest thing for me was just learning how to create a life that I actually wanted. Not just because, oh, now I've landed in Bali, so everything's perfect. No, I needed a specific schedule of how to work, meditate every morning, be nearby to nature, and actually force myself to go out to nature, exercise regularly.
So basically what he's saying is that it's the same thing that I tell y'all when it comes to y'all relationships, not only with people, but with money. You need to discover who you are. You need to grow as an individual and as a person. You need to learn how to be uncomfortable and learn how to be alone before you can learn how to be with somebody else. And then it does not matter where you go. No matter where you go, no matter who you talk to, no matter what environment you find yourself in, it's going to be an awesome experience because you are whole, you are fulfilled, and you are not broken and being dependent on somebody else for your happiness. That way, when you get into a relationship or you finally get money, you don't need to go crazy, or you are not going to experience the ebbs and the flows and the highs and the lows that come along with being in that situation, because you're already secure, you're already fulfilled, you're already able to handle things from a character perspective. Whereas somebody else that get a lot of money, they're going to go out there and kill themselves because money made them more of what they already are. It exponentially multiplied who they was. When they finally get a woman, they're going to go crazy and they're going to be simping for her, and she's going to be able to have him wrapped around her finger because he does not truly understand what women are like, and he's so busy trying to please her instead of understanding who he is. And the minute that he experienced this, and it took him moving to Bali and being by himself, and some of y'all need to be by yourself for a little bit of time instead of keep jumping a relationship in a relationship, so that you can learn who you are and refine and focus and become the best version of yourself before you start to ruining other people and other relationships.
So for those wanting to relocate, I think the biggest thing that I would say is just be prepared to be able to adjust.
Yep.
Bali seems perfect, but one of the things is like pollution. There's a lot of pollution in the freeway or the highway when you're riding on your motorbike. Another thing I'd say is in terms of preparing is your finances. Know exactly how much you're making every month and budget how much you're willing to spend.
I just did a show on that last week.
I've seen people go broke in Bali. The biggest advice I can
Not going broke while you're in another country. That's not a good look. That's unacceptable, sir.
give is have a solid, predictable income. So when you arrive, you never have to worry about money. You have the systems in place that continuously, constantly churn dollars, euros, lira, whatever it is you earn every single month. Because if you have an issue with money here, it will show.
That dude chilling.
I've been here for 3 years. It's been the most amazing personal growth, the most amazing time of my life. My vision board, says that I have a home in the Caribbean, I have a home in San Diego, and I have homes around the world.
Yep.
But I think something about Bali grounds me here. This feels like the place that I will spend the most time. So for me, home base in Bali, 100%, but then having homes in different hubs that I go to a few times a year is what I plan to do.
I think that listen, somebody find out what the tax situation is over there in Indonesia and in Bali. Because I think that he's even smarter than he's admitting and giving us credit for. See, a lot of people are not going to say because of the tax situation, we know why your hub is where it is. I think that this dude is dope, though. I like that. I like how he played it. I like what his situation was. I like that he's got out of his comfort zone. I like how he managed his money effectively. I don't see anything wrong with that. The only thing about me, though, is I like the city. I like the city. I like to experience different places, and I do plan on living in different places and getting different experiences. But the reason that I like the city is that I just like people. I like being around people. I like experiencing people. I like talking to people and all of that other type of stuff. Being in isolation, that doesn't appeal to me at all. It don't appeal to me. I like the option to be able to kick it with people and link up. So anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Again, the best day to join the Patreon is on the first day of the month. There's one tier left. And then I'm also dropping an exclusive and an update in the Patreon, and it's going to be a video format. So we're going to switch up the format. We upgrade and everything so that I can add the most value into y'all life. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're going to get August popping. Listen, we in the second half of the year. This year is flying by. It's an opportunity for us to do great things, align ourselves with people that's going in the right direction. Let's not wait to the end of the year and then we start making New Year's resolutions again. Let's better understand where our money is going. Let's be more intentional. Let's align ourselves with groups of people that's going in the direction that we're going in. And then make sure you're doing the work. I love you. I appreciate you. For those of you that joined the Patreon today, make sure you start at the bottom, work your way up, and then join the Discord because that's where all of the money is being made. All right? I love y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all later. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here, though. Make sure you share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be rich by ourselves. We're going to turn this up. We're going to win in every way possible. I love you guys. I appreciate you. We are going to continue to do the work and get to this bag. Let me know if y'all need anything. Have a phenomenal Monday. Q&A is tonight.